our call, ladies and gentlemen. This evening we have a very special call for our LifeWave Dream Team. My name is Randy Hood. I'm calling from Southern California. Hopefully everybody in the East is staying warm tonight. This call should warm you up. So tonight we have a very special guest, of course, David Schmidt, our founder and CEO of LifeWave. He's going to be coming on here in a minute. And to start off with, I was lucky enough 10 years ago to get called by our sponsor, David Jumper, and he was telling us about these little patches that gave you energy. And he was calling from, I believe, Rochester, New York, where he was at a meeting. And, at first when I heard about it, I thought, geez, how could a little patch give you energy? And so he sent me some to try, and that was 10 years ago. And over the last 10 years, we have been involved with LifeWave and literally shared this product with thousands of people. Our group has grown to a large group and all over the world. And literally, we're in over 100 countries now. And my business partner, Kai Jacobson, who is lucky enough to live in Hawaii, and I jumped on board and really got going. And over the last 10 years, we've seen LifeWave grow from one type of patch to 7 sets of patches, our core essential now products that are just phenomenal nutritional products. And tonight we're going to be talking about a new product, a Maveric, that was actually just launched in Las Vegas at our big corporate event. That was an amazing event in January. And people are starting to get to use it. We've got it in North America now, and of course we're going to be launching this here in Europe with our tour that's starting here in March. And I want to start off by just having my business partner, Kai Jacobson, come on and talk a little bit about his experience with the Maverick, as he was able to get the product back in December to try. So, Kai, are you with us?
I am, Randy. Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear. Welcome to the call. Thanks for being
Thank you, Randy, and it's great being partners with you. We've had a long-time partnership for 10 years, and it's been fun. Hey, what's happened for me personally is that I did get the Maverick about 2 months ago, and my situation is really unique. I'm a cancer survivor, and I had a really rare form of cancer for men. I contracted breast cancer about 15 years ago, and if you know anything about cancer and when it's involved in the breast, which is rare for men, it's very driven by estrogen. So I've been just so sensitive to, having more estrogen in my body. And when David came out with the Maverick and that he's kind of solved this Rubik's Cube equation of, wanting to keep male potency, but not having your hormones, male hormones, converting into estradiol, that's always been a big fear of mine. And so now I have this product with a Maverick that I feel very safe to use. And, being I think, whether you have cancer or potentially might get it in the future, because overabundance of estrogen is very involved in some of the hormonal parts of cancer. And so, just feeling so safe using the Maverick and getting incredible results. My girlfriend, who I've been living with for quite a while, she's actually more excited about the product than myself. So this isn't just a male product. It's for everybody. And thank you, David. All I can say is that the Maverick really works, and it's it's safe. That's what's so important, is that there's so many other things out there that kind of address parts of the issue, but they're really not safe. I mean, some of them are very dangerous, actually. So I'd love to hear a little more full explanation of exactly how it works, and we're just so thankful to be part of a company that, has a genius, essentially, that's kind of really bringing meaningful products that are super intelligent, not just kind of me-too products out there, and it's really exciting. So, David, I'm going to turn it over to you, and we're just so excited to hear from you.
Great. Well, thanks, Kai. I just want to bring on David Schmidt, our founder and CEO of LifeWave. Are you with us, David?
You might have to hit *6.
David Schmidt. All right. Well, I can hear you. Is that Dr. Nicholas?
No, this is David.
Oh, there you are, David. Okay, great. Hey, welcome to our call. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, I'm doing wonderful, and thank you so much for inviting me on. It's a pleasure to be here.
It's our pleasure to have you. It's really an honor, and it's great to have you to talk about our incredible new product, Maveric. So maybe you can start off a little bit about just giving us a little bit of an overview of how you got, how you sort of thought about LifeWave to begin with, and then we'll get into the new product for us, if you would, please, David.
Sure, I'd be happy to do that, Randy. I started LifeWave 12 years ago in July of 2002, and this started as a result of, at the time, for a number of years before that, I was developing survival equipment for the Navy. I was developing new types of power generation, emergency oxygen supplies, different types of fuel sources, and I was invited to be part of a design team on one of the Navy's next generation mini-subs, and the crew of the mini-subs were Navy SEALs, and part of the objective was these guys are going on very long missions, long hours, and what can we do to improve their survivability? And one of the things that had been coming up in the news at that point in time was the use of amphetamines, caffeine, and pep pills to stay awake. And I personally found this really objectionable. And so I thought, well, what if we had a way that we could improve energy production naturally without having to use any type of stimulant? That would be an incredible advantage over a drug-based system. So I worked for a couple of years in designing that and eventually came up with the first LifeWave energy patches, which use light as a means of triggering reactions in the body. This is really a new form of phototherapy. Phototherapy has been recognized as a science for a long time, over 100 years, and of course it really has its roots out of Asia and India for several thousand years. And what we've done is we've taken it into the modern age now by using a patch which contains crystals that emit very specific wavelengths of light that will stimulate and activate the nerves and the acupuncture points on the surface of the skin, so we can do things like elevating energy or elevating antioxidants or improving sleep without using any types of drugs or chemicals. And that's been the 10-year history now of our company as a network marketing company.
Wow, that's incredible. I mean, you are, as Kai was saying earlier, you are a genius, and it's great to have you involved, having you create all these incredible products. And now the great thing is we've actually got patents on these, and maybe you can just touch on the patents that you've been able to seal up for LifeWave here.
I'm glad you brought that up. As you know, I mentioned at our product launch that we had on Maverick in January that as we hit the end of 2014, it was a milestone for me because I got, at that point in time, we had over 100 patents that were either patented, patent pending, or applications that were in. So that was a milestone for me. But the first patent that we have on the patches, that took over 10 years. I think it was 11 years to get that first patent, which is very, very unusual. Typically, when you file a patent, the process is about 3 to 5 years to get that patent, although you could get it a little bit sooner, and maybe 7 to 9 years on the outside time. And the patent examiner was just having a really difficult time understanding and buying off on the concept. We kept providing information and documentation, and they finally said, okay, we agree this is novel art, and we're going to issue the patent. So since then now, we've been awarded 2 patents on LifeWave patches. We have more that are pending. And we've also, just recently, again, we announced it at the January event, we got patented on our Core Essentials system. And we have other patents coming for our Theta Nutrition product. So the past year or two has seen a lot of activity for LifeWave in patents being awarded, which we're really excited about.
Wow, really, congratulations on that. And, when you get a patent issued, you know that this is a real product because, some people look at it like I did in the beginning, how can a patch give me energy? And until I really understanding it or believing that it's true. But now after using the energy patches almost every day for 10 years, I really get it. And most people look at me, and I'm in my 60s, and they say that I've probably got more energy than most people I know, and I really believe that it has a lot to do with the energy patches and all of the patches that I use, as well as our core essentials. So with that, congratulations, of course, for being so persistent on this, and we're really thankful for having those issued, because it really makes a big difference. Because now people can look at it and go, this is a real product. It's the only place they can get it is LifeWave, which really gives us an advantage. So congratulations, and thanks for doing that. So, and now we get to talk about the new product, our Maverick, and maybe you can talk a little bit about, how the product works, why it works so well, and, what it's going to do for our life, please.
Sure. I have to say, I turned 52 this year, and I certainly had some self-interest in developing Maverick as I was getting into my late 40s and feeling great. All my tests, as I would take them each year, always turned out fantastic, that I was a lot younger biologically than what my chronological age was showing. But I began to think about this whole issue of hormonal changes over time, and the reality that as a man ages, his testosterone levels are going to decrease, estrogen levels are going to go up. Of course, there's changes in growth hormone levels, decrease in nitric oxide levels. And so I began to think about these things for myself, about how I wanted to take a natural approach and deal with this. And also, if this problem is affecting me, I'm sure that other men are going to be interested in the same thing and having a natural solution. So the first step with this was actually in developing core essentials and coming out with a single foundational system that both men and women can use to improve the quality of their life. And, of course, that system is based on our Eon patch for stress reduction, which improves quality of life, and very, very powerful anti-aging effects, and our Theta 1 and Activate products, which are going to help to elevate growth hormone, nitric oxide, and the antioxidant SOD. So this all helps dramatically improving quality of life. But for men specifically, even with a product like Core Essentials, it's really not going to address this very, very serious health concern of elevating estrogen and decreasing testosterone over time. And it's not a simple issue at all. There's of course, multiple things that are going on. As men go over 40, it's a fact that they're going to have to face the consequences of these hormonal changes, but other factors complicate this, such as the amount of exercise that a man will get, what his diet is like, and general overall health, any medical conditions, and so forth. So in looking at this problem, began to think about how can we address this issue and decrease estrogen levels and increase testosterone, but in a natural way. So first, you gather information and you look at other products on the market, and there are some products that are effective and have clinical studies behind them. For example, one product that's on the market now for elevating testosterone is an herb is an herb called fenugreek, and it's an extract called testofen. Now, there's clinical studies that support the use of testofen in increasing estrogen, but the problem is that it would be like adding fuel to the fire for men over 40. A man that's under the age of 30, sure, if you want to use a product like that, that's available over the internet or at health food stores for elevating testosterone, you can do it. But for men over 30 or over 40, it really doesn't resolve the problem because of something called aromatase. And what happens as a man ages is that he can often produce the same amount of testosterone, but paradoxically, the testosterone levels decrease because they're quickly being converted over into estrogen or estradiol through a process called aromatization. So what we want to do is we want to inhibit this process to preserve testosterone and decrease those estrogen levels and get the chemistry back normal. So what I did in working in conjunction with the medical doctor on our staff, Dr. Steve Haltiwanger, who's also a clinical nutritionist and decades of experience in nutrition, he and I began to tackle this problem. And what I was looking at was a number of natural, safe, supported by clinical research, aromatase inhibitors where we could prevent the conversion of testosterone over into estrogen. And the two materials that we settled on that had, number one, tremendous clinical support, and number two, were being shown actually to be more effective than pharmaceutical drugs, was oleuropen, which is derived from the natural material olive leaf extract, or it is olive leaf extract, so olive leaf is the natural material. And then the second aromatase inhibitor is stinging nettle. So what we've done is we've included the clinically effective dose of 90 milligrams of oleuropen and 500 milligrams, which is actually more than the effective dose of stinging nettle, to act to suppress the conversion of testosterone into estrogen. So that's the first part of this. The second thing is we still want to support the production of testosterone and help to maintain levels of testosterone in the body. And for that, what we chose was suma root, which has been studied since about the 1970s. It's sometimes known as the Russian secret because the Russians were using suma root as a performance enhancer in the early 1970s in the Olympics. And it's been shown to help elevate testosterone levels in the body without having any type of androgenic effects, which are the negative steroidal effects that many people think of in testosterone boosters. So we chose suma root, and it also has amazing other health benefits. In Brazil, it's known as Brazilian ginseng and a cure-all, meaning you can use it to treat everything. And then the second one is Korean red ginseng. And we chose red ginseng specifically because historically it's been known as a treatment for erectile dysfunction. It helps support nitric oxide levels in the body and is a general overall tonic, the way you would refer to it in herbology, as strengthening the organs. So this, and of course we also combine this with a proprietary nutrient delivery system so that men could experience the benefits of these herbs very, very quickly. So, the net end result of this is that men that are using Maveric get an increase in testosterone, a decrease in estrogen very rapidly, and they'll experience this as improvements in their energy, in their mood, their strength, their stamina, better quality of sleep, which is a very, very common benefit that men report, and of course, an improvement in sexual vitality and sexual health as well.
Fantastic. Wow, it's not just the men that are happy, it's the women that are happy with this as well. And I just think that, as you say, as we're getting older, it's just something that's so important is balancing out the hormones. And, testosterone is so important for us. So really appreciate you, taking the time and energy to create this. So maybe you can just talk a little bit. I know that we're launched in the U.S. and I know you're on your way to Europe next month. Maybe you can just touch a little bit on our tour next month, so that for people that are in the U.S., if you've got contacts in Europe, this is a great opportunity for people to get in front of David Schmidt and Mike Collins for the tour coming up. So maybe you can just talk a little bit about that, please, David.
Yeah, sure, Randy. I'd be happy to. Well, we're very, very excited and looking forward to going back to Europe, and we're going to be in Copenhagen, Denmark on March 14th. That's a Saturday. And, of course, We always get a fantastic crowd in Denmark. We've got great leaders over there, fantastic members, and we've got an action-packed event. So anyone over in Europe that wants to come and see Mike and I talk about Maverick and all of our LifeWave patch products and our nutrition products, they should see us there in Copenhagen on the 14th. And then we go back to Europe again to be in Germany, Austria, and Poland, happening out in May. So we're very much looking forward to supporting the launch of Maverick over in the European Union with those tours, and we even have a plan later on in the year to be back in Europe again and back out on the trail talking about our company and our products. So Europe, of course, is an extremely big market for LifeWave, and of course we feel very, very blessed to be able to get over there each year and support our leaders and members.
Fantastic. Well, that's very exciting. And, you know, at the Las Vegas event, we also, you launched a great compensation plan brochure that is something that if people haven't seen it yet, it's a great explanation about our compensation plan. And the other thing is we've launched the PowerPoint, the Maverick PowerPoint. Maybe you can touch on that as well, please.
Yeah, sure. You know, we had a great launch event in Las Vegas, and one of the things, of course, that we do as part of our product launches is we provide a PowerPoint presentation to our members so they could kind of go step by step through this, and they don't have to memorize, you know, what I'm saying about it. And the PowerPoint is, I think, fairly simple and straightforward, and articulates what the benefits are of Maverick and why men should be using it as a natural alternative for helping to balance their hormonal chemistry.
Right, yeah, no, that's great. And, you know, for people who want to do home parties and or presentations, you know, it's just such a great PowerPoint, so a great, easy way, like you say, for people to really get, you know, have an opportunity to explain this incredible product to their prospects. So that is incredible. Well, I really appreciate you being on our call tonight, David. And any last thing that you want to just touch on before we end the call?
Well, gosh, again, thanks so much for having me. There's so much to look forward to with LifeWave. I think one of the comments that I made in Las Vegas was that this was a product launch that was focused around a product for men, although a very, very high percentage of the testimonials that we are getting in are from women saying how much happier they are that their men in their lives are using Maverick. And so that, you know, I think we found kind of interesting. But a promise I made to our female members of LifeWave is that the next product launch is going to be all about the women, and we have a very, very specific product for women in mind for the very next product launch coming up. So want to let our ladies know we haven't forgotten about them. We put in a couple of years of development into the next products that are coming out, and I can tell you that they're absolutely going to love them.
You know, that's the one thing, of many things I love about LifeWave. You really take the time to create the product, study it, create the studies on it, and launch it properly. And that's, you know, we really appreciate you doing that. So many companies just sort of rush into things. And, you know, the products that you end up with, there are no products out there on the market anywhere that compare to LifeWave. So thank you for that, and we really appreciate you taking the time out of your busy schedule to be with us tonight. And so thank you, sir, and look forward to seeing you soon. And, you know, for anybody who's brand new tonight, they haven't tried LifeWave, what we recommend, get back to the person that invited you on this call, order our products, you know, the patches, our Core Essential, and then, you know, order the Maverick for either yourself or for your mate, and let them try it. And it just, when you see the results people are getting with this is a product that people will keep using long term. And then when you see the results people get with our patches and our Core Essentials, pardon me, there is nothing out there like it. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for being here tonight. Of course, we do this call every Thursday evening, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard standard time. Invite your friends. Let us introduce LifeWave to your group or your friends so that they can start benefiting from these great products as well. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, David Schmidt. Thanks, Kai Jacobson. Really appreciate you and look forward to seeing and talking to everybody next week. Bye for now, everybody.